morning, boys and girls. How y'all doing? Good to be with y'all this morning. Thank you for joining me for Storytime. Have y'all had a good couple weeks in March so far? Well, as most of y'all know, last week y'all celebrated somebody's birthday. Whose birthday did y'all celebrate last week? That's right, Dr. Seuss's birthday. So today's story is going to be a Dr. Seuss story. Bless you. Bless you. Alright, so the story I have planned for today is called the Sneetches. Has anybody ever read the Dr. Seuss story about the Sneetches? Alright.
River.
Well, here's what we're going to do today.
River.
I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to read a Bible verse first. Okay? Then I'm going to read our story. And I'm just going to read it in the Dr. Seuss rhyming type way. Then after I read it, I'm then going to bring the story to life. And then after that, I'm going to come back to the Bible. Ooh, that's different, isn't it? All right. But I think it's going to be fun. Okay? All right? So let me put that right there. So, yeah, it's kind of different. So I'm going to be reading from Matthew chapter 7. Now, in Matthew chapter 7, you got Jesus talking to the people. And first he talks about not judging people. Then he talks about asking, seeking, and knocking. And what that is about is if you continue to pray and ask God for things, he will answer your prayers. But you got to keep doing it. Even though he does hear us, you got to keep praying. And the third thing is how you enter into the kingdom of God. We have to realize that it's not the easiest thing. It's not this big old gate and this big old road. It's a little narrow gate. A little narrow road. That's how we enter the kingdom. And then lastly, he talks about the two foundations, which is something cool that we're going to get to talk about in VBS this summer, about how our foundation needs to be built on Jesus and the rock and his foundation of love. Because if you build your house on a rock, the wind and the rains blow, but the house stays. But if you build your house on the sand and the wind and the rain blows, what happens to that house?
It falls.
It falls with a great crash. So that's what Jesus talks about in chapter 7. But I'm going to start at verse 1. In verse 2 it says, "Do not judge, so that you won't be judged. For with the judgment you use, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." So boys and girls, what we're going to be talking about today is that we should not judge people or talk about people, make fun of people, or anything just because they're a little bit different. All right?
Because we can't talk about them.
That's right. And we're going to talk about that today. And then we're going to come back to the Bible in just a little bit. All right? So y'all ready for the Dr. Seuss story?
Yeah!
So like I said, this is called the Sneetches. All right? These are the Sneetches. All right? So we're going to learn a little bit about these Sneetches. Okay?
I watched the movie of that.
Good. Good. Here we go. All right. Now, the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big. They were really small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. So you see, we got two Sneetches, and both of them have stars on their bellies. They're not very big, but they got green stars on their bellies. All right? So here we go. But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneetches would brag, "We're the best kind of Sneetches on the beaches." With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. "We'll have nothing to do with the plain belly sort." And whenever they met some, when they were walking, they'd hike right on past him without even talking. So you see, right here you've got two green belly Sneetches, but then right there next to them are two Sneetches without green star bellies. But they wouldn't talk to him. All right? They wouldn't say anything to him. And then over here, when the star-bellied children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-bellied children had none upon theirs. So as you see, the star-bellied Sneetches are playing ball, but the children that didn't have green stars, they don't get to play.
That's not nice.
Exactly! All right?
That's really
Okay?
That's really not nice in the school.
Let's see what happens during this Frankfurter roast. When the star-bellied Sneetches had Frankfurter roast, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toast, they never invited the plain-bellied Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year.
That's not nice.
That's right.
That's mean. That's for you.
So you see they're having a Frankfurter roast, but right over here, you got all the Sneetches that don't have green stars on their bellies. They have to sit out in the cold, out on the beach, and they do not get to be part of the party. All right?
No, it's not very nice.
But here we go. Then, one day, it seems, while the plain-bellied Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he announced in a voice clear and keen, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean. All right? And I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy. But I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappy."
They fix it up.
That's right. "I've come here to help you. I have what you need. And my prices are low. And I work at great speed. And my work is 100% guaranteed." All right? So there are the plain-bellied Sneetches. No stars on their bellies. All right? And along comes Sylvester McMonkey McBean with a strange car and a guarantee. You think it's going to work?
Yeah, because it's a machine.
Let's see. Then, quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, "You want stars like a star-bellied Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. All right? Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside, then the big machine roared. And it it clomped, and it bumped, and it jerked, and it burped, and it bopped him about, but the thing really worked. When the plain-bellied Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. So you see, he built this machine. They went inside, paid their $3, and when they came out, they got belly stars. All right? They now have bellies. They've always had bellies, but they now have stars on their bellies. Here we go. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. Okay, so the ones that already had green stars, the ones who now have green stars, are now yelling at them, and here's what they say. "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same. Now, you snooty old smarties, and now we can go to your Frankfurter parties." All right? And then here's what the ones with the green stars from the beginning had to say back. "Good grief! From the ones who had stars at the first, we're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know?" They all frowned. "If which kind is what, or the other way around." So now, look at them. They all have green stars.
But now
So how are they going to be able to tell each other apart?
They're going to get them all.
How do they do that?
They're going to go to the other machine.
Hey guys, listen. Let's
see.
find out.
Okay. Then up came McBean with a very sly wink. And he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who. That is perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you, again, the best Sneetches on the beaches. And all it will cost you is $10 eaches." $3 to get a star on? And now $10 to get a star off? Man,
That's going to take 50.
that's going to take a lot of money. All right? But hey, if these Sneetches don't want to look like these other Sneetches, they just might do it. Here we go. "Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs." And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. So as you see, McBean made a new machine called the Star-Off machine. And they paid their $10, went in, came out, and what happened? Their stars came off. All right, now they get to be the best Sneetches, right? Now they can tell them apart, right? Okay, so we're back to the beginning. Here we go. "Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. 'We know who is who. Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without.'" Meaning the best Sneetches are now the ones who don't have stars. Then, of course, those with the stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his Star-Off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible, horrible mess. Because what's going to happen now? They're just going to go around and around. In the Star-Off machine, in the Star-Off machine, back in the Star-Off machine, in the Star-Off machine, back in there, back in there, back in there, back. Okay? $3 here, $10 there, $3 here, $10 there, $3 there, $10 there. You don't think that's what's about to happen?
Yeah.
Is that what the horrible mess is?
Yeah.
Y'all are right. Look
Cameron.
at them. All the rest of the day, on those wild, screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Up again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines, they raced around and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money. They kept running through until neither the plane nor the Starbelly knew whenever this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who one. Okay? So you see, they're just going around in circles, paying money. They'll go in the machine to get the star on, and then they go in the machine to get the star off, and then they keep doing it over and over and over again. And now the Sneetches can't tell who is who, and what is what, and why is why. But here we go. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie, he packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They'll never learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. All right? So this little Sylvester McMonkey and McBean took all their money and just left.
That's not nice.
I know, but he knew. You just can't teach these Sneetches whether it's a star on or a star off. However, let's see this last page. They're going to figure it out. But McBean was quite wrong, I'm quite happy to say, that the Sneetches got really quite smart that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches. And no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day, all the Sneetches forgot about stars. And whether they had one or not upon Mars. So boys and girls, this is the last page here. And what we see is these Sneetches finally realized that guess what? We're all the same. We should be nice to each other, treat each other the same. Okay? Sneetches are Sneetches no matter what. So they did learn their lesson that day. Okay? Now, like I promised, I'm going to help bring this story to life for you. Is that okay? Yeah. Thank you for letting me read. Now we'll have a little bit of fun, okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So just to make sure you pay attention, just like review right now. It's like review game. Are y'all ready? Okay. So I'm a Sneetch, okay? Do I make a good Sneetch? Okay. Now I'm a Sneetch with a green star. I'm going to put it up here, okay? Okay. I'm not going to put it on my belly button. That's gross. Okay. So right up here, right? Y'all see my green star? Everybody see my green star? See it? You see it? All right. Now, what did the Sneetches like to do with green stars? They like to have a Frankfurter roast, right? Roasting my Frankfurter. Hey, you guys want a Frankfurter? No, you don't get one, because you don't have a green star. With a green star. Look this. I can even catch the ball without looking. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Hey, you don't have a green star. Don't touch my ball. So that's how the green star Sneetches were acting, right? But the ones without the stars were sad, right? They were moping around, sad and cold. And then what happened? Sylvester McMonkey McBean showed up to save the day in his cool little car. Hey everybody, how you doing? Oh! Because my middle name's McMonkey doesn't mean you laugh at me. Anyway, I'm here to save the day, okay? I built a machine, and if you want to be able to play with the ball and have Frankfurters, I'll just put you in the star-on machine. You get a star, right? Okay? But you got to pay $3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. I got my $3. Okay. $3. All right. And then I go in the machine. And now what? Boom! I got a star. green stars. So what did the stars that had it from the beginning say? They're like, oh, I don't like it. I want my star off. So what did McBean do? He said, you got to pay $10 for my new machine. Okay, I'll pay $10. All right, there's a 5, another 5. Here we go. All right, here you go. $10. All right, boom. All right, now go to the star machine. Star off. Woo! Yeah, now I'm cool again.
Yeah, I see your money out of your hat.
All right.
Give me your
They went to Sneetches. They were never happy and never satisfied. So they kept going to McBean for the star machine. So I was like, here you go. Here's $20. Here's $100. Here's $5. Here's $1. Here's another money. Here's more money. More money, more money. All right? So there we go. All right? So they kept paying to go in and out of the machine until all the money was gone. And then what happened? They were stuck. Those Sneetches were stuck there with either a star or not a star. Star, not a star. Star, not a star. But it didn't matter. So McBean said, all right, I've done my part. I'm out of here. See you guys later. I got what I need. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. So, the Sneetches were left on the beach with a decision to make. And what did they decide? Yeah. They were all going to stay together and be friends. And it didn't matter whether you didn't have a star, you did have a star, that everybody was the same. And we would treat everybody the way that they want to be treated. And with that said, as I told you, I want to share one more verse with y'all to finish up, because this is what the story is all about. You ever heard the golden rule? Some of y'all, maybe. But here, in the Bible, Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. Okay? Here we go. Therefore, whatever you want others to do to you, do also the same to them. What it means, boys and girls, is treat others the way you want to be treated. So, for example, how would I want somebody to treat me? To be good and nice and sweet. So if I want somebody to treat me that way, then I should treat other people the same way. I should treat people nice and be sweet to them and be happy and be loving. Okay? So boys and girls, that's right, being bad is not good. But so think of this, boys and girls. How do you want people to treat you? Then go and do the same for others. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's what the Sneetches learned. Hopefully y'all have learned that today. Thank you for letting me do story time a little different today. Y'all did a great job. But let's give yourselves a round of applause. And don't be a Sneetch, but treat others the way they want to be treated. Okay, boys and girls? Y'all have a great day, and thank you. Good job.